Joined here by Joshua. Say hello, Joshua.
Hello?
So Joshua has been he's an intermediate player like myself. Wanted to cast some games. He's cast some games with Mr. GPN on his Arena Games of the Week. I would recommend you check out those casts. This game that we're casting for our first game of the week, first of four, it's going to be between TaToH and Villese. They're playing on this Hidden Cup map. I'm not exactly sure what the name of the map is. It is a practice game, and it should be hopefully a very good one. It's going to be a Saracens and Vietnamese matchup. Down in the bottom left, we have TaToH playing as the Saracens. And on the top right, we have Villese playing as the Vietnamese. What do you think about this map, these civilizations, or this cast? Take it away.
While you were kind of away fixing your technical difficulties, I was kind of thinking to myself, this map kind of looked like a three-way love child of sorts of like Arabia, Gold Rush, and maybe mangrove shallows or something, or maybe even salt marsh. It's like it feels like it has a bit of an identity crisis. Like, is it land? Is it amphibious? But yeah, it's an interesting map.
It's a very interesting map. That's one of the reasons I chose this game. Is like, what the hell is this map? You're exactly right. It's like a three-way love child between those particular maps. And what's weird is that there's this sand going in the middle of this amphibious terrain, such that you basically have two. I assume you can't go over the sand. It looks like it's actually dirt. You have two little ponds there, and that's going to be very weird for players. I wonder if players are going to go for the fish or how this is going to work out.
Yeah, I mean, especially compared to something like the more up-to-date salt marsh with the expansions. There's more fish in here, but still not a ton. But it's hard to say whether they'll go for fishing ships or not.
And thinking about it, the ships tend to be very strong against land units. But I mean, land units can just walk around. I suppose you could say you could wall, but there's still that dirt path going through the middle, and I doubt players are going to wall on the top. So it's a very interesting map, and certainly we'll see some different things hopefully this game. And as well, the civilizations are pretty interesting too. We have Saracens versus Vietnamese. Which civilization do you think is worse, and which do you think has the advantage?
I'm mainly speaking from my own personal preference. I personally was never too bummed out about getting Saracens myself because I value a decent tech tree, and I kind of do prefer them. Viets are probably one of my bottom 5 favorites, and it kind of shows among the win rates for the RM 1v1 ladder as well. Vietnamese are pretty down there as well. That being said, I think these two civs do have similar strengths, as in their archery range. Saracens getting the full access to the archery range, and the Vietnamese getting the extra HP on them. If we're talking about... it looks like both these guys are going for water, though, so I think... well, at least later on, because nowadays the water meta is very fire galley oriented, it's probably... I would like to think Saracens would have the edge with the faster attacking galleys.
Yeah, I could think of a few. I would agree with that. That theoretically the Saracens should have the edge. I'm not sure. I really only see that bonus come into effect on like prolonged water games where water's very important and very prominent. I don't think we'll see too much of that. And that said, I also don't think we'll see too much of the Vietnamese higher HP archers because I don't know. For me, this map kind of I think that maybe knights would be more effective. It's way too open, I think, for archers. But either way, I think both these civilizations should be evenly matched, as they're both on the bottom tier, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing, in my opinion, for the quality of this game.
Definitely agreed.
So both players going with fish in the middle. Interestingly, I suppose Villese putting his dock on that little sandy area that goes through the front. I wonder if that's just the generation of this map that we have this dirt path through the middle, or that's on every map. I would have to see more versions of the game. But at the moment, both players going up to the feudal age. Villese with a slight advantage, although he's only got 2 fishing ships, now getting his third out right now. So maybe he should be able to take off some of the HP of TaToH's fishing ships if he gets up nice and early.
Another interesting aspect about Villese's dock location, I think, should TaToH try to send over any land units at all whatsoever, then whether it's through the mangrove shallows or that dirt path, If he has some demo rafts out, he could probably blow them to hell.
Look, look what's going on the bottom of the map. So TaToH losing a lot of HP on his scout, having to run back. I'm not sure if he's seen these forward villagers from Villese. One of the nice bonuses of the Vietnamese is they can see their opponent's town center right away. So Villese can plan a strategy from very early on based off of that. And he's going to place a barracks towards the south of the map. So it looks like Villese is not going to contend the water so heavily, and he's going to add some archery ranges right away.
Could this be a trash rush? Oh no, he's on gold.
Yeah, I think that could be a strong strategy for the Vietnamese with their higher HP skirmishers, but yeah, he's going to have a few villagers on gold, so probably some archers right away. And a tower.
If he places this correctly, he could deny this wood line and this gold mine.
Yeah, it's great.
Let's see if...
It's a great potential tower. Again, TaToH hasn't seen it. Where's TaToH's scout? Did he lose it? Did I miss that? No, he didn't lose it.
Oh, I didn't pay attention either.
What is it doing?
On the other side of the map.
Yeah, he hasn't seen this at all, and there's 2 militia here for Villese. 3 militia going to upgrade the men-at-arms upgrade. And this is going to be so strong, such a big disruption to TaToH's economy.
I think Villese has learned a thing or two from Stray Dog. Because Stray Dog does this kind of stuff all the time. Forwarding, messy.
Yeah, I love his style. I
Yeah.
really love the skirmisher play as well. This is a more typical men-at-arms play, but even going to kill a villager, that's an added bonus. Meanwhile, it looks like players are contending the water, but they're more so focused on land as the water play is a little messy.
Yeah, some fire galleys coming out for both guys, but TaToH is not paying attention to what his fire galley is doing.
Yeah, it's been there for like a whole minute.
Yeah, Villese is targeting TaToH's ships at least, but same can't be said vice versa.
Yeah, I think you'd have to assume both players would lose their fishing ships since they're just so exposed. One of the fish is even gone, leaving only about 1 deep fish remaining, so it can't be that important. So I'm guessing players are going to transition more to land. And TaToH's going to place a tower in the south and wall a bit. That's going to stop the tower aggression from Villese. However, a little bit of the damage has been done, as TaToH's economy looks like it's a mess.
Yeah, it's a mess right now. He's sending over so many villas to berries.
But that said, TaToH is still 1 or 1.5 villagers ahead. It's right now 24 villagers versus 26. Maybe Villese had a little bit of idle time there, building his men-at-arms, which are very food-intensive. And I would say this is still a fairly even game, despite the damage that Villese has done.
So yeah, TaToH has at least secured one of his secondary gold mines.
Oh man, did you see that in the south? The fire galley surviving with 1 HP because Villese brought in the scout.
Yes. He's gonna go repair that now.
Finally, Villese affording the men-at-arms upgrade. Gonna move his way over to the wood line. This could be some massive damage. Let's see if he's gonna move over there. Still no archery range for TaToH. Really late. And a tower coming up from Villese in the south.
I'm not sure if this is a spec thing or not, but yeah, you can tell that some trees have been felled on this new forest that TaToH's on. But Villese knows now. He's explored that part.
And that villager getting very low. Would have gone for it, but I guess didn't see the HP on it. Didn't end up getting it. Now TaToH, is he going to quick wall? He is. And he should be fairly safe for the time being.
Panic archery range coming down from TaToH. He's got to get these archers out. But of course, I mean, it's necessary, but at the same time, this is also kind of playing into the Vietnamese's hands because they've got the stronger archer bonus, at least for the early game.
Yeah, well, that is kind of the Vietnamese way. However, we don't have actually any archer ranges yet from Villese. He's going to add one back at home, most likely. He still has a lot of villagers on stone. I'd question if he's going to think about rattans later in the game. Looks like there is an overchop on the wood line. I wonder if TaToH's going to see it. And the men-at-arms are once again in.
Oh, they're... yep.
Go to kill another villager.
Villager down, the archer's out.
Oh!
Men-at-arms not backing up.
Yeah, he just took down the archer. What great value these men-at-arms have given him. It's such a great thing when you can kill an archer with men-at-arms, and even better when you can kill 2 villagers.
Yeah.
So So now it looks like Villese is 1 to 1.5 villagers ahead, although a few are idle. But they're killing the dock, which is a pretty meaningful task, I would say. But
Yeah,
Villese
map
now
control is also so in favor of Villese right now.
Yeah, that's another big thing. Another big thing. So now Villese, I think, is steadily in a good position. I think he's a little bit in the lead. That said, we do have archers coming out from TaToH, and a lot more archers than I think skirmishers. Villese just making his first skirmisher right now. And now could even lose some of these villagers if he's not careful, but they're going to go into the water where they'll be protected by the fire galleys. Do you think it's worth it for maybe Villese to add a dock in the north just to obtain more map control and maybe add some towers?
I think, yeah, I mean, if he has the map control right now, I think he should take advantage of it. I mean, like I said, this is like among a couple other maps, is like a gold rush kind of thing. So that'd be nice to secure that island of gold at some point.
I think so. On the other hand, it is quite expensive to add a dock and some galleys or whatnot. But I think it would be worth it. Just if you get one demo shot on the archers, it'll make it all worth it.
Although personally, I think TaToH might have more use for that island, just because I think, in my opinion, I think Saracens might be a bit more of a gold-intensive civilization than the Vietnamese are.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that Villese is playing with fire a little bit? He's got these 4 villagers. One of them's going to be attacked by a wolf, and he's only got 1 archer defending it. Maybe Villese will lose all these archers, all these villagers. Oh no.
Yeah, TaToH's got fletching, so these vills will be going down really fast.
That's a miscalculation from Villese. Why did he have these villagers so far forward without any army? Now all these skirmishers coming back, but it's a little too late.
I think he just panicked when he saw the archers. And one thing I noticed for TaToH is he's got 7 villagers on stone right now. What could he do? Is he just trying to capitalize on the Saracens' market bonus, maybe?
Yeah, I have to assume so. I can't imagine him going Mamelukes later on.
Mamelukes can be very effective, though, if Villese opts to go for battle elephants. Unlikely for 1v1, but there's a lot of gold on the map, so the potential's there.
Yeah. Battle elephants are probably a little more efficient on gold than knights, but I like the short rush distance will be very good for battle elephants. Although I don't think we'll see them. TaToH going up to the next stage first. He's a few villagers behind, even though he just killed a few villagers of Villese. Nice economy management from TaToH and being able to click up so soon, and I bet some of that... Yeah, he sold all of his stone.
Yeah, it's the Saracen market, man. I mean, it's a really underrated bonus. I mean, it's bailed me out of more tough spots than I can count. It's doing it for TaToH right now.
Yeah, it really is a great bonus. So even though he's already sold 400 or 500 stone, the market price is still 116 gold for 100 stone.
Mm-hmm.
TaToH going up the tower now just to help defend from the skirms. He has no answers to the skirms. Do you think maybe he just goes crossbow here, or... No, there's a stable in the back. Look at that.
Yeah. Just built that. Crossbows, I think, could have done well just because he has a lot of them on the field, but, I mean, he's the expert.
I don't think TaToH knows how quick he is up to Castle Age. Really, Villese is quite far behind, and it's kind of surprising considering he's had the fishing ships out. He's had 3 fishing ships working. At this point, Villese has tons of farms, but he'll be way later up to the next age.
Yep. It's kind of curious how he... Well, I guess it's just because this side of the little shallows doesn't have nearly as much as fish as the other side, so he had to transition to farms. He's also adding fish traps. It's like a disrespect move right there.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure if they'll pay off. It's probably just to keep those 3 fishing ships worth it, but they might get sniped out later on. And I think the tables have turned. Now TaToH moving out with his crossbows. This is the first time that TaToH is actually going to go on the aggressive. He's going to move towards the north side. And Villese, sensing this, is going to add a tower onto his gold and onto some of his farms too to try to defend.
Yeah, he knows TaToH had archers here, and maybe he didn't see them, and he's like, oh crap, they're on my way. They're on their way here. So, but you're not home free just by building the tower, Villese. You gotta wall that in too.
Oh, I don't know if those archers are gonna go under the tower just to idle 3 vills. I guess we'll have to see. Here they come.
Well, it's not just a matter of idling the 3 vills, it's just idling his gold income entirely. Because he can't make anything worthwhile if he has no gold.
Yeah, you're right. There is gold on the south. Maybe he's going to move over to that, but it's going to take him a long time to get there. I'm not sure exactly if TaToH knows that's his only gold. Let's check his point of view. Yeah, TaToH hasn't seen all the bottom of the map, so I probably don't think it's worth the risk.
I mean, if worse comes to it, he has. Well, he might lose it shortly because TaToH is in Castle Edge, but if Villese were to somehow mysteriously lose access to all his golds at home, he can always just steal the ones he secured from TaToH.
Very nice engagement from TaToH. Killing 2 villagers, killing a bunch of the archers. That knight's going to go to town as well. Villese is going to defend for now, but he's taken heavy losses. The villager count's now down 38 to 45. TaToH has the second town center already out. Villese has tons of food in the bank, so he's going to be able to afford whatever upgrades he needs. Right now, going to get a market probably to sell off that food. But Villese needs to do something.
And he needs to send more villagers to gold badly.
I guess that's partially what the market is for.
Elite skirmisher coming down. TaToH's just full transitioning to knights, though. Those guys are going to die.
Yeah, not a nice situation at all. TaToH's even got a dock in the north and a town center in the north. What a lovely town center that is.
Yeah, it's securing all that gold. Saracens need it.
So Villese pushing back the crossbows of TaToH for the time being. However, Villese falling further and further behind in economy. And currently doesn't have a lot of army out
down from
either. So I wonder what the play is.
So TaToH's looking to regain control of the water.
Don't you think this is a little odd from Villese? He's got 600 food in the bank, he's making heavy plow, and he just added 6 more farms.
Sticking to 1 TC for the time being, it looks like it.
Well, it looks like a fast Imperial. But it's not going to be that fast. I can't imagine any other reason you'd need so much food. Can you think of another reason?
It's a strange one.
He's still so far away on the gold count, I can't imagine his Imperial Age would be that fast anyway. And it looks like he's gonna lose
the
water
only
control.
things I can think of is maybe he wants to invest more into his dock upgrades. I mean, they cost food.
But he's got tons in the bank. He's got 700 right now.
Yeah, it's a curious one. And, you know, skirmishers cost food, but he's not really making any more of those. So
Not really making a whole lot of anything. So
crossbow coming down for Villese.
TaToH going with the Siege Workshop back at home to help defend from these few skirmishers of Villese. But TaToH's doing really great right now. Big economy lead for him. I think there's probably... I don't know, Villese... I just don't know what he's doing as far as strategy. He knows he has to be far behind in economy. Getting a lot of food. Still very far away on the gold count. He's not going to be able to do any significant damage with skirmishers. And I don't think he can get back on water. So I wonder just what the play is going to be.
Especially not against Saracen war galleys. Especially with a few demolition ships to back him up.
I have to wonder why Villese is adding fire ships right now. They seem pretty useless.
I don't think he was adding them, actually. Those were the 4 fire galleys that he had left over from... Oh, you meant this dock.
Yeah, from the north dock.
Yeah. Well, the ship numbers are still relatively low for TaToH, so I think he could contest it. It's just, what is he going to do after that? Because...
And I don't understand this at all. Villese adding a 3rd town center to try to spend some of that food.
he's trying to catch up in economy as well.
Yeah, but he added like 6 farms when he had 700 in the bank. It would have been... He could have added a town center much earlier if he just saved that wood.
Defensive mangonels out for TaToH. These ranged units aren't going to be able to do all that much.
And TaToH regaining some of his gold as well. Not that he needed it, he's got all the gold in the middle. But he's going to be able to take out a few of these towers from Villese. So TaToH probably won't be clicking up to, will be clicking into the Imperial Age pretty soon. What do you think the army comp is going to be?
Oh, TaToH will be?
Yeah.
Oh. Looking at that, his food count was low. Saracens really have just about everything going for them. I mean, I think first and foremost, just because Villese has this many archers and skirmishers out on the field, I think Onager might be a smart choice. I'm not sure what he'll back him up with. Maybe some ranged units of his own. I don't know. Possibly even cav archers, because I see Saracen players go for cav archers and 1v1s all the time.
I think it'd probably be Arbalest, and I think Onager would be another good option, or Bombard Cannon. But
yeah, at least Arbalest would be like the early imp option. I can definitely see that. I go for them all the time.
Well, here we go. Villese going up into Imperial Age. He had the food this entire time and still has tons of food. Gold is a little bit of a problem. So I guess with early Imperial Age, I guess there's two options. He's either going to invest heavily into the Navy, or he's going to get an early Bracer. And actually, it looks like he's going to get a castle down. So maybe full transition to Rattan Archers?
Possibly. Rattans crate quickly enough that I think one castle can do you for a bit of time. But he'll definitely want some more at some point. Thankfully, he's got the stone for almost... Oh wait, did he put his... that's just his first castle.
It looks like... I think Villese might build the castle in the south, if he can. He's got some villages down there.
I think part of the reason why I'm a little slow on the uptake at times is because my screen resolution isn't the best, probably not compared to you, so
you're on a laptop.
It's a little bit hard for me to be all over the place. Yeah. Just gonna build that castle, trying to deny these golds again.
It's not. There's no point in it.
Yeah, Villese is having second
all the gold
thoughts.
in the north. And Villese, interestingly, adding a stable, I guess just to kill the mangonels. And he's actually denying this castle. There's only one mangonel left. Not gonna go for that mangonel.
1-for-1 trade, but there's still one mangonel left.
Well, here comes the knight. Gonna see if he can deny it. Is that castle still hasn't even started to be built? This is I think Villese should have had this castle down right away. Now Villese gonna pick the unoptimal position, place it in the back.
These fire ships just standing there doing nothing. All right, now they're in action.
And the fire ship gets the mangonel. Wow. And gonna kill the mangonel there. It looks like the castle has been denied once again.
TaToH, you gotta bring over more vills, man.
And I wonder why TaToH's been so slow going into the next stage. He must have invested so much on water that it slowed him down quite a bit. I saw he got the horse collar upgrade quite late as well. But there's a little bit of an opportunity here for Villese, where he's going to have the bracer upgrade. He'll have a trebuchet out sooner.
So just based on the trajectory of this game, I guess the key to being good on this map would be kind of balancing risks and benefits of what's more important at any given moment. Is it land that's more important? Is it the water that's more important?
Yeah, a little bit. Wait, there's no trebuchet coming out. What? Oh, there it is. Okay, my bad. I was just looking at the castle. I didn't see anything being built.
Yep.
Alright, so Villese...
TaToH has stone in the bank. Not a whole lot, though.
Yeah, actually, TaToH's going to try to repair that castle, so he's going to try to contest this. I have to assume Villese will win this Treb War. He's going to be going into archers. I like the way this game is going as far as the army compositions. I mean, the Vietnamese are already going into archers. They can do Imperial Skirmisher if they want. TaToH can go Hussar, but he can't go Cavalier. So, not too bad as far as army compositions are concerned.
Yeah, so Saracens are really reliant on either their skirms or their siege in order to deal with the archers because of that lack of Cavalier. Thankfully, they do get all upgrades on them. Full upgrades on the skirms, all the way up to Siege Onager, if TaToH's crazy to afford that.
So far, Villese, just with this Imperial Age, has taken down a castle of TaToH. The Bracer upgrade hasn't come into too much effect quite yet, but that said, he hasn't been raided at home. At home, he's got actually catching up in economy. He's got one more town center now than TaToH, although TaToH's adding another as we speak. My bad, TaToH's actually he's got two more, I think. But either way, the economies are pretty similar. TaToH's going to make his upgrades, and we'll see where we're at as far as army is concerned. TaToH going to lead Skirmisher. I would love to see Imperial Skirmisher from Villese, if he could afford it.
TaToH building another town center on this neutral goal to the left side. Yeah, he's just swimming in this stuff right now.
Yes, but that said, Villese also has a good amount of access to gold. He had a few extra gold spawn in the north for him, and he does have control, kind of. That gold on the bottom side might be contested. And there we go, Imperial Skirmisher. I'm really happy to see that upgrade. So if you're TaToH, I guess you might be going into bombard cannons, researching chemistry now. That would probably be the best counter to the Imperial Skirmisher. So I guess we'll have to see some sort of other counter for Villese. But Imperial Skirmisher for the time being should do quite well.
Well, it does depend. I mean, if Villese is good with using stagger formation, then bombard cannons won't do too well. TaToH needs onagers at that point. Ooh, TaToH misclicked on those palisades instead of that mangonel.
And there we go. Imperial Skirmisher's taking down one mangonel. There's still so much more army for TaToH. I don't know if I'd take that fight. Another big mangonel hit coming in. I'm gonna kill 3 of them.
Yeah, he is outnumbered.
Yeah, outnumbered very badly. And
Would it kill either of these players to get Arbalest as well?
What is it?
Would it kill either of these players to get Arbalest as well?
It would. It's an expensive upgrade for them. They're really at the limit with everything.
Yeah, they are.
Both players, interestingly, making guard tower. That's kind of funny. Pretty strong upgrade.
I can understand. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So Villese got it earlier to try and defend from those galleys that were harassing his base, and it looks like TaToH got a guard tower just to protect from these attacks.
So first bombard cannon out for TaToH. The trebuchets of Villese are trying to thwart it back. And finally, Villese is going to be the first player to make Arbalest, but I don't even think it's worth it, honestly. I think that Imperial Skirmisher is probably the way to go, and then add some maybe light cavalry to take down the bombard cannons.
Yeah, force the Saracen player into something a bit pricey. No halberdiers, so they might have to invest more in their camels. One bombard cannon was down, almost 2 for TaToH right there. But he did take down 1 treb, thankfully. Villese coming out with his own bombard cannons. And both of these civilizations do have access to siege engineers, so it might be a race to see who gets that upgrade first.
It might be, but that's an expensive upgrade again. I don't expect to see it. Oh, there's some on the stone mine on the right. There's Villese is getting mauled by 2 wolves. The wolves are actually going to kill 3 villagers. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. Most value wolf in the game.
Actually. So I think this might be where the game's going to come to a close. Villese has gotten some really nice upgrades on his Imperial Skirmishers. They're much stronger than the Skirmishers of TaToH, but TaToH's upgrade to Hussar, and he already has the armor. And that might be the thing that ends the game. You think Hussar's going to be enough?
Hussars. I think so. This army is predominantly Skirmishers, so I think that'll do just fine.
I think TaToH doesn't even. I think TaToH could just run into the base of Villese.
Or he could do that too, yeah. And that's the beauty of open maps. Whoever says you have to fight in one static pitched battle, just raid him from the side, kill him that way.
All right, so I guess we'll see how the Imperial Skirmisher stacks up against the Hussar. They do. I mean, the Imperial Skirmisher will probably do maybe double the attack of a regular Imperial Skirmisher, of an Elite Skirmisher. So they won't do as badly, but they're still probably pretty terrible.
Yeah, it's still not an ideal matchup, but Vietnamese do get halberdiers, but it doesn't look like Villese can afford that right now.
Yeah, halberdier would be a great option.
Yeah, TaToH just doing a little bit of a guard tower defense in the front just to buy himself time while I'm assuming he's massing up his Hussars. Oh no, his stables are on the other side of his base. Like, he's not going to use the Hussars to attack the army in front. He's just going to raid from the side.
Probably the best option.
Oh, I didn't notice this. He brought a bombard cannon over where his ships are, and he just blew up a town center.
It's a really good move and really creative move.
And has Villese even noticed this?
Trying to ignore it, I guess. Villese going to go into pikemen, but I think it's a little too late. I don't see any barracks out. Finally, here comes the first Hussar raids. They're going to go right onto the farmland. And that's a lot of villagers to kill.
Oh, this economy. I'm feeling it for Villese right now.
Poor villagers.
All they wanted to do was serve their master. Serve their country. Now they're gonna die.
That's how it goes in Age of Empires still. So a few barracks in the back for Villese. He's gonna try to get some halberdiers out. Oh boy. I think that these Hussars are just idling too much economy. Right now it's 100 villagers versus 140. A lot of the villagers of Villese are running away. And I'm looking at the Imperial skirmishers. They do okay against the Hussar, but not enough. Now Villese, even having his own light cavalry in the south, maybe could go for some raids there. He's actually in on the bottom of TaToH's base. There's nothing to stop these skirmishes at the moment. So kind of a base trade scenario.
He's just... TaToH's putting down as many... guard... Purchase some food in at Research Keep for all he cares, man.
Yeah, that would be a pretty good upgrade. Aeroslits as well. Aeroslits is a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
So here's
Sadly,
the big thing.
Saracens don't get bombard towers while Vietnamese do.
Here's the big thing. I think Villese is not taking any gold at this stage.
Yeah, his only gold income right now is relics. That one relic he has. That's not gonna cut it.
So on the bottom left side, the golds are secured by the galleons of TaToH. On the top side, he's going to try to regain it, but it's very vulnerable to raiding.
Yeah, he would need to wall it off, but I think it'll just take too much time. There's no villagers nearby.
And speaking of villagers, Villese on 90 villagers only. TaToH on 150, so 50 more villagers for TaToH. It's almost a third more. And I think that might be enough to end the game. TaToH doing the ceremonial men-at-arms transition. You know it's over once your opponent's going into men-at-arms. Actually, it's a great move because...
Champions, man.
Actually, I don't think it's a great move because I think they'll die actually to the Imperial skirmishers. But normally that's a great move when your opponent is out of gold. And there's the keep.
Well, the thing is, Imskirms still fire so slowly. It's probably not an efficient trade in the long run. But look at this huge troop of Hussars from TaToH going straight into Villese's base.
Yeah, going towards the south. Tons of
All
villagers
these
more
farmers
to kill.
and lumberjacks, man. Oh.
Villese can't afford to lose any more villagers. He's already down to 90 villagers.
At this point, TaToH is just overboomed by a good maybe 10 villagers or so, or a dozen.
Yeah, maybe a bit. Maybe he was expecting to lose more.
He wants to stop the bombard cannons in their tracks. Getting all his monk upgrades.
Yeah, you really could afford all the upgrades. Even getting Parthian tactics, what? What?
You got that?
He's getting it right
No,
now.
I didn't say... Or did you... Oh, I see. Looks like you somehow did go a little bit ahead.
Yeah, just a bit,
I don't know
by
how
a
that
few
happened.
seconds. It's not too bad, though. And now, Hussars moving towards the south with towards TaToH. Is this going to be the final cleanup? I think there's a lot of halbs there, so probably not.
He's probably just getting all these texts just to make his achievements look better.
Maybe. Kind of a douchey move. And there actually are some cavalry archers in the north. So we actually do have a cavalry archer and now a two-handed swordsman army composition champion being upgraded. Maybe that'll be the GG.
Yeah, he has nothing in his base to deal with these soon-to-be champions. Oh. The great thing about champions is it's a pricey unit to get up and running, but once you do have it up and running, it's really cheap to maintain.
It's really gold
Especially
efficient.
considering all this gold that TaToH has access to.
I look at TaToH's point of view. He has got 1,000 in the bank, so he's got enough.
He did lose his relics though. That's a little unfortunate, but
and let's see what these champions and cavalry archers can do. They're going to move in towards the south on the bottom right, and Villese still going lower and lower in villagers. He's actually going to lose a ton to the warships on the south. Can't mine that stone anymore. Down below 80 villagers. Can't access his resources. We might be seeing a GG pretty soon.
look at all these farms he's putting down. He's just desperately trying to fix up his eco, but he just keeps losing more and more.
Well, he can't defend. I mean, he has to build towards the sides of the map. He can't be safe at all because of the shoreline.
Or maybe TaToH just wants to showcase the Saracen tech tree as well. Bombard cannons, Hussars, skirmishers, champions, cav
No
archers. Yeah, unfortunately, no Mamelukes, but I remember the cav archers, the Saracens actually do have a bit of an attack bonus against buildings, so get enough of them and he can just blow up these town centers too.
That'll be the day when I actually get to see that.
I've seen some guys like Nikov go like masked Saracen cav archers on Arabia one time, but
Did it work?
yeah, it was his Imperial Age army composition, and he beat his opponent with it. I think it was Doubt that game. I can't remember. It was a while
I would
back.
love to see that game. That sounds really cool.
It was ages ago. I wouldn't be able to find it.
Oh, it wasn't even on the modern balance.
No, it was. It was just like late last year. So I think the way Voobly works is after a month or so, those recordings just get tossed out.
Oh, no.
So
That's a shame. Game's lost to time.
So Villese is pretty much stagnated in his push against from the right side of TaToH. There's just too much military and too many keeps here for him to push anymore.
Well, I don't think he has the gold for siege. If he had enough gold for a lot of siege, then it would be a much stronger push, but yeah.
Oh dear. Villese managed to put up a castle in his base to try and secure the golds that he has left over, but it's really just a matter of time now.
Maybe this could have been a little bit of a different game if Villese actually went for Rattan Archers. Do you think that would have done him much better?
Well, the thing about Rattan Archers is that their strengths really apply when you're in conflict with other archers.
Yeah, that's true.
If you're facing other units because TaToH's been tossing in Hussars, he's been tossing in champions, there's really not much benefit to going Rattans over Arbalests if your opponent's going for those units.
I suppose that is true.
Except maybe the fact that Rattans do, when fully upgraded, they do have one more attack than Arbalests, so I don't know if that was worth it to Villese for the price of having to get up all these castles to make them. Then I don't know, that would have been his decision to make.
I'm looking up in the north. We have a castle coming up from TaToH and a castle for Villese going into a trebuchet war. A few champions battering down the castle, which is already on half HP. And TaToH making heavy cavalry archer now as well. Maybe Villese is trying to drag this out into a trash war, but even then, it'll be happening.
There's still this huge six tiles of gold from the start of the game that's up for grabs.
Yeah, so that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, if TaToH really wanted to just seal the deal, just freaking go cannon galleons, man.
Yeah, that would be even better. I don't know. TaToH I think he's just got to mass his army a little bit more, that's it. But there you go, GG.
GG from Villese.
Yeah. I think that probably TaToH might have been inhibiting his strength a little bit by having too many ships. Maybe he should have deleted a few so he could have a stronger land presence. Maybe that dragged it out a little bit. But either way, nice game from TaToH. We did see every single unit in the, almost every unit anyway, in the Saracen army composition, their tech tree.
It's very, very strange though, because like we were testing the recordings earlier, we were syncing up just fine, and looks like you were going a little bit ahead of me.
Probably offset by just like a very, very tiny amount, and then you just notice it last night.